Good evening, everyone. Dakota from Everyday Life. How's everybody doing? Just a little update on the Diddy and Jay-Z situation, especially the Jay-Z situation, where the 13-year-old girl said that Diddy and Jay-Z raped her at the VMA awards. Well, the little girl finally, I keep saying little girl, she's like 30 years old now, but I can't help it. She finally spoke. Okay, she spoke out on the news. She gave an interview and turns out that she has autism. Okay. Jay-Z's accuser has autism, but I hope I hope she's well and takes her, I don't know, medicine and get her therapy because, we want her to be okay. So there seems to be inconsistencies in her story. Okay. She says that her dad picked her up. Remember, her dad, for those of you who don't know, her dad picked her up from a store because the clerk let her use her cell phone when she saw she was in distress. Now, the father says that he doesn't remember the incident. Now, how do you not remember your daughter being 5 hours or 6 hours away from your home and you had to drive 6 hours to pick her up? That's like from Pennsylvania to Boston. That's a ride you don't forget. But he says he don't remember. Now, that could be for two reasons. Okay? I don't think he don't remember. One, he doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want to get involved. And two, dads can be paid off too. Look how Justin Bieber, Usher, look how all these stars looks like the parents just pushed them along, sold them, allegedly sold them off to the stars. Moms and dads can be bought too. I'm just saying. I can't believe he don't remember. To me, that's not an option. And also, she has a inconsistency saying that she okay, no, okay, no. So she don't. Her dad is one thing he don't remember. Okay, now the guys with the tattoos, the Massey brothers. She said that she was in the house and she was talking to them and talking to them about how she liked their tattoos, and they were having conversations. But turns out they said that they were nowhere near the award ceremony. They were somewhere, uh, I don't know, Arizona, Massachusetts. I can't remember where they were, but they were somewhere touring. Excuse me. But let me just say this before I show you guys the video of her interview. Now, about 28, 29 years ago, I was in a similar situation. Now, I didn't, it wasn't like I was assaulted or abused or anything like that, but I could have been. But I was in a situation, it was me in a house with people, almost the same thing, but it wasn't movie stars, it was just a bunch of bums. And a couple guys were trying to come on to me, whatever. But, I was really into lifting weights and, I had some muscles. I was like a little pump back then. So I managed to get myself out of the situation. Now, her situation was 24 years ago. My situation was just under 30 years ago. But let me tell you, it could have easily went the other way. It could have easily went the way where they overpowered me and assaulted me. It could have easily went that way because I was maybe 90 pounds soaking wet. So, but it didn't, thank goodness. But I'm gonna tell you something. I was scared. I was scared as the dickens, but not as scared as I would have been had they succeeded, right? Had they succeeded. But let me tell you something. And it's almost the same time frame, almost. If the cops came to me today and said to me, Dakota, I heard you were in a little incident. Could you give us some information? Let me tell you, I couldn't tell you what these guys, well, they weren't famous. So I guess, well, I don't know. But I couldn't tell you what they look like. I couldn't tell you what they were wearing. I couldn't tell you what kind of voice, like a deep voice or a high voice. I can tell you I couldn't even tell you where the house was. I couldn't. I could not. And I don't have autism. I'm a sound mind and body, a pretty smart, pretty sharp person. So when I heard that she had autism and she had some inconsistencies, I believe it. I mean, I believe I don't. It's not like I believe her story. I listen. I don't not believe her story, and I don't believe her story both because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Okay, so just because you have autism, don't fall asleep on her. Okay, and another thing, you know what? Let me just show you guys the video of the girl talking. She talks very childlike. So John, check this out. Okay, okay.
Tonight, Jay-Z fighting back against a rape accusation. His attorney filing a letter to the judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's story.
You should always advocate for yourself.
It comes after our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party. She says at the party she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. It's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both raped her.
Okay, see, she has autism. She says she had a drink that made her woozy. That night when I was in my situation, I didn't have any drinks, and I still can't remember who they were or what they looked, their faces, their voices. I can't remember. But I do remember I was there clear as day because I was scared for my life. So let's continue.
She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said, in remembering what happened 24 years ago. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory." A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out.
Chloe Malas, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
Okay. That was her, everybody. That was her. She's very childlike. She doesn't seem like an almost 40-year-old lady, does she? But she's a mother, so now don't get me wrong. I don't know if Jay-Z is guilty or not. I hope he's not because this is not a fun situation for him to be in. He has a lot to lose. So I hope he's not. Now, I know it was 24 years ago. That was a long time ago. You have to have evidence. You have to have witnesses. And I heard that Celebrity A is running scared like a rabbit. I guess so. I would be too. But, that was 24 years ago. And like I said a couple of days ago, how'd that work out for Bill Cosby? That was 20 something year span too. And they took him down. Also, I don't know if anybody knows who Dr. Umar Johnson is. I like Dr. Umar Johnson. He's a smart man, very articulate. I do like listening to some of his speeches, but he was talking about the Jay-Z case, and he was just he was just so man. He couldn't see any. I mean, he did say, I hope the lady, didn't go through what she went through. but 90% of his conversation was just misogynist. He was talking about well, if this was that, if her dad don't remember, if the inconsistencies here, but all that has nothing to do with the price of a dozen of eggs. If she was great, she was great. If she wasn't, then she wasn't, Dr. Umar. Okay, sometimes you can't be so misogynist. You have to have empathy for the female race. Okay, okay, and what else? Okay, and Busby. Everybody knows Tony Busby. Now, I'm sorry. I just can't believe that Tony Busby, who is supposed to be the most successful lawyer in America, and I was just reading his bio, and he is really an awesome lawyer. He's got an awesome job now. He's worth $50 million, so he must be some kind of good. I just can't believe, unless he slipped, because none of us are perfect, right? Nobody's throwing stones. Unless he slipped, I cannot believe he didn't vet this young lady and her story. And then there are checks and balances. I know Busby has people around him, just in case he missed something, because, no man is an island. Just in case he missed something, his cohorts can say, hey, wait a minute, you missed this or that. Especially when you're being paid so much money. So the thing that scares me is I believe that he vetted her and that he has something up his sleeve. Because I just don't think that a lawyer of his caliber would miss something like this. I just don't. To me, it just don't make sense. I mean, things that don't make sense happen every day, but to me, it just don't make sense. I think Tony Busby has something up his sleeve, and I think Jay-Z is trying to stand so tall because he probably got wind that the young lady had autism, and that might be his ace in the hole because he might think she might not be, straight, just for lack of a better term. So that is the latest in the Jay-Z case. That's the latest. Um, I also heard that and Diddy. We can't forget about Diddy. Okay, everybody's talking about Jay-Z now. Everybody's talking about Trump now, but we cannot forget about Diddy. Okay, Diddy is still incarcerated. He still has his date May 2025, but you know what? He was denied bail 3 times. He has decided not to apply for bail for the 4th time. He's decided not to apply for bail for the 4th time. He's just going to sit in jail until his trial. And the reason he decided not to do that was because his lawyers convinced him, you're wasting money and you're wasting precious time with all the lawyers, with all this bail stuff, which you're not going to get. We need to focus on the real trial that's coming. And I guess Diddy said, well, I guess you're right. I'll just sit here until the trial date. So Diddy's not going to put in for another bail. Okay. And finally, politics. I decided, in every celebrity video that I do, gotta put something else in there. I mean, we just can't live for Diddy and damn Jay-Z. We just can't. This is even more important than Jay-Z's situation. You guys know that when President Trump when he takes office, January 20th, 2025, he is going to implement these 25% tariffs. Well, Mexico and China, which their tariffs are supposed to be 25% on all imports to the United States, they are not playing with Trump. Canada has said, if you think you're going to play with us, you're mistaken. If you implement this 25% tariffs, then we are going to not give you the energy that we supply you. Do you guys know that Canada supplies America 60% of their energy. How are we going to, with energy, lights, stoves, heat? Oh my God, heat, air condition. But it's wintertime now, so heat. Incubators. Canada gives us that power. So they're saying, "Oh, you want to be smart, Donald Trump? If you implement these tariffs, we're not going to supply you with your power." What? So, what do we have to do? Do we all have to go out and buy generators? Actually, I talked to a friend of mine yesterday and I told him, when you go out to get a generator, I'm going with you because I don't know. Trump, listen, we could end up with no power, guys. No power come January 21st. No, the day after 21st, right? January 21st. So watch the news. Don't just watch Diddy and Jay-Z. You got to see what Trump is doing. Not to mention the bloody deportation. People don't talk about that anymore either, but that's supposed to take place too. So we'll see. But anyway, that's some important stuff for you guys. I gave you tonight some really important stuff. So this is Dakota from Everyday Life. So please, guys, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate it. And you guys have a great night. Bye.